Alright guys, I'm back. Restarted. Camera works now. Mic works. Don't know what that was all about. But I missed the start of the game because of that, so that's fun. So I will jump right into it. Echo already with an 8-point lead. And looks like 2 belts have gone to 4 aces. But 300 armors went to cripples. So reasonably even on the first couple minutes of TDM games. Always a bit messy. But let's follow SKL. He's got that latest belt. And he's making a move in this 100 armor. 2 players from either team. SKL moves in to take the 100 but is fought back by Sai. Let's actually follow Sai. He's got himself a boot jump as well. This could be useful for this amp, which is up in 20 seconds. But so is the belt. Interestingly, you can actually go straight from the belt room to the amp with a really difficult boot jump. I think I've done that once in an official match, ever. But Sai is actually going to use this, keep his boots and take the amp. Oh, he's caught Aiko, but Sai's really low here. It's dangerous to push in alone, and he goes down. Aiko was on 3 HP when he killed that amp carrier, so he goes down as well. But amp is picked up by J-Ski, shreds Furio instantly. And 2 players in front of him. He has fully loaded minigun, but it's betraying him. Only hitting 3 bullets. And he goes down. Single enforcer, more effective than amped minigun. But let's switch over to Aiko. He's just lost all of that armor, which is the reason I switched to him. But he's hitting tons of shock primary. 2 kills, down to 4 HP. And will eventually go down to Dev, who's standing at the top with a sniper. But it's a move into the belt room. Players are cleaned out by 4 aces. Aiko gets himself to the belt, and 2 players from Cripples, they're late. And they're going to get cleaned up here. Yep, Sai goes down. And the 100 went to Aljas as well. So even though Aiko's lost a lot of this belt, they still have 100 armor control, which is going to be crucial because the amp's coming up in 15 seconds. Dev's already set up there. He doesn't have a gun though. Oh, there we go. He's got flak, but not much use in this position. The sniper's just spawned. That's really important. Oh, no way. Walks into a rocket from Aljas, and that allows Aiko to just take the amp unchallenged. And Dev goes down a second time. Bit of a weapon trade, like to see it. Aiko got himself that sniper rifle now. Once again, Dev's in his face, but Dev's just hit so much enforcer damage. Aiko narrowly avoiding death there, shooting up into the ceiling. And a couple kills. And quite a significant lead already with 5 minutes into this game. Aiko hits a headshot. Goes for another one. You can see him aiming high against Sai, but won't get the kill. Meanwhile, 2 of his teammates have picked up major armors. SKL has the belt, and he's going to shred Furio. And this 100 armor is the next item up. Looking like a strong challenge from 4 aces once again. Oh, SKL, he's found Sai. He's actually going to use shock rifle instead of flak here. There we go. Switches back to the flak, but it might be too late. Oh, just gets Sai in the nick of time, but Sai did so much damage there. SKL still, though, getting freebies. And look at Aiko. 24 kills, and we're only 6 minutes into the game. That's insane. And he's got himself 100 armor and the amp. Ponix, on the side of Cripples, has got that belt, though. So it's Aiko's mission to kill him. Or at least damage him. He has 2 teammates with armor. There's a double kill. Oh, misses the freebie. So many players in front of him, and he's got that boot charge to chase. There are so many players from Cripples here, but Aiko's whiffing a couple shots. Oh no, he's got inside his own head, I think, and missing the sniper. Switches to the link gun. The amp run that could have been a potential for a monster kill there, actually. But never mind. Almost a 2-1 score lead for Aiko now. and his team of mostly Frenchies. Jace. That was Jayski killing himself with a flak ball on this pillar here. But let's have a look at Aljas. Hasn't had any screen time yet, but he's been all over these 100 armors. Picked up 7 so far. Honestly, every game he just seems to dominate the 100 armor position. Even if he doesn't do a huge amount of damage, just taking that away from your opponent is huge. But this amp's up pretty soon. SKL, he's in a great position. Dev knows someone's up there. And Dev's spamming it. Will actually be side to pick up the amp, but he's going down immediately. Aljas jumps next to the amp, and that gives it up. It's Dev who has it. Wants to avoid the link gun spam and wants to get to those health packs. SKL pushes down. Dev can't hit the shots. Oh no, he drops the amp. SKL picks that up. So quite a few amp runs have gone awry for both sides actually, but in the off amp times of the game, seems like Aiko and his team are way ahead in terms of damage. Oh, Trirox. Won't be enough to solve that 100 armor problem that they have though, because it had just been taken. Oh. Aljas is running into full minigun in the open. Pretty risky move. And we'll back off. This 100 armor's up relatively soon. You might want to give this to a teammate because he does have a bit of armor left over. He spotted Furio. He needs to watch his head there. Oh, gets headshot. And I think the 100... I didn't see who the 100 armor went to because no one has armor left. But it will be a situation where the belt and the amp spawn at the same time. Jayski and SKL both in there on the side of 4 aces. They both get their respective kills. And another one. And it will be SKL to pick that up. It's Aiko to get the amp as well. Totally uncontested. And this is looking very dominant from 4 aces. Aljas gets another 100 armor. Aiko, he's on the hunt with this amp. Still half the run left. Oh, it goes down to Dev though. Dev is one of those players that has very strong sniper aim. I think he has something outrageous like 70 centimeters for a full 360. But even Dev, only hitting one of those 2 shots. Oh, and runs out of ammo on the combo. That absolutely would have killed Aiko. But this is looking very messy for Cripples. Sai, the highest damage player on their team. Actually 3.2, it's a huge amount of damage compared to his teammates. But Aiko, 3.8k. With 5 minutes left. Outrageous. Look at this. Let's follow Jayski. He just got that belt. The 100 armor goes to his teammate Aljas once again. How many's he got so far? 10 100 armors. We still have 5 minutes left. He could get another 10. Meanwhile, Jayski fighting down low as the amp spawns up high. Oh, Aljas jumps over the amp. But SKL's still up there. It will be Deb to pick up the amp. He's down to 55 health though. And he gets killed. Aljas gets the amp in the end. He goes down. And as per usual, ends up in the hands of Aiko, who hasn't been super flashy on the amp so far this game. But he's probably got a few more tries left in the tank, given how this game is going. Oh dear. But yeah, still a monstrous score lead for 4 aces. And SKL getting another belt there really doesn't help Cripple's chances of getting back into this game. 100 armor spawning pretty soon. Aljas, he's there ahead of time. And he'll pick that up. Pretty much uncontested. Takes a bit of damage, but gets a kill. And dropping guns for his teammates. Good to see. She burns a boot charge there. I think he was trying to dodge jump. These damn 2K4 players. Hits his head as well. And that's why so many UT players suck at Quake. But once again, Belt and Amp are synchronized. SKO and J-Ski down here at the Amp. Furio actually this time. He's at the Amp. Up top. No one's taking it. Okay, there we go. It is taken eventually. And Furio, he's actually going to give this Amp away. Jumped down there all alone. Didn't have any backup. If you're a teammate and you see the Amp carrier jump down there, you pretty much have to go with him. Oh, SKO aims for the air rocket. Doesn't hit it. But points for trying. And walks past a sniper as well. Got there in the end. Eiko has 5.1k damage, still have 2 minutes left. Now just solo defense on this 100 armor. He had barely lost any armor since he last took it. That's how dominant he's been on this position. Just nobody able to challenge him. Out of range of Psy, but his teammate will finish him off for him. And the belt's up soon. Al just takes a snipe and actually goes down, so a couple players could push the belt here, but they're too late, and Eiko gets it uncontested. Oh, we're going to see it. This is the hard boot jump I was talking about. Eiko makes the jump. Amp is not actually up, though. I didn't know that Eiko knew that jump. Very few people know it. And Eiko is in position for this Amp. It's coming up in a couple seconds. Psy hits a nice combo, and Eiko goes down, so this Amp will probably go to Psy if he chooses to jump for it. Oh, runs out of shock ammo. Can't detonate the combo. Will mean SKL walks away with it. And gets a multi-kill with the Enforcer. Down on 31 HP. Rushing towards this 100 armor. It's up pretty soon. He's going to try and hold this for his teammates. He did just hear it spawn. Lots of players all around him. But the Amp is lost. But with a minute left. Scoreline is almost 2-1 still. This is a huge score difference. As another belt goes to J-Ski. Look, oh my god. Look at the armor disparity. 2100 armors, 13 belts for 4 aces. Absolutely brutal. And astonishingly, the damage is not that far off.
30 seconds left.
And the teabag from J-Ski, throwing a bit of Dion magic in there. And that would have been an air flak, possibly, if his teammate hadn't stolen it before he hit the ground. Oh, these flaks from J-Ski this last 30 seconds or so have been on point.
9, 7, 6, 5.
Just gone on an absolute killing spree with the flak. He will go down in the last couple of seconds, but that is a hugely dominant performance from 4 aces. Eiko sitting up there with 5.8k damage. Not the highest we've seen so far in the tournament, but certainly up there. Psy, very respectable 5k, but his team a little bit far behind him. And overall, extremely strong performance by 4 aces. They actually only got 5 out of the 9 amps, but I think a lot of those grabs for Team Cripples were desperation grabs that they lost the amp immediately. That's why the amp time is so different. But huge. Just you can't really win a game when your opponents get 2300 armors and 13 belts. But we move on to map 2 of the matchup, which will be Deep Inside. Which I expect will be less of a blowout, but might still be a bit of a blowout. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting that to be quite so one-sided. I thought maybe, like, 57 frags is a lot. Oh, hang on. I've been streaming on low FPS. Because for some reason this game resets my settings every time I reload it, which never used to happen. But because I also had to reset it a second time, so that's annoying. So that will hopefully be a bit smoother for you guys. Sai's ready, Aiko's team are ready. Let's see what happens in map 2. Probably more of the same, but you never know. We might be in for a surprise. Cripple's looking to take their second map of the group stage. Aiko's team looking to take their second map of the series. And it's a messy start in this middle room. Combos galore. Sai will get this kill onto J-Ski, but he's going to get traded by Aiko. What a mess. Everyone's spawning in there. And everyone with enforcers. Ponix has a gun. Let's look at him as he almost picks up a double kill there. His combos are denied by the link gun. Oh, and Aljast... I don't know who shredded Aljast. It was Sai. I thought maybe his teammate had killed him there, but no. So the 100 armor will be immediately neutralized. And it's a fight with the belt. SKL full bios Ponix. Still belt not up for a few seconds. Ponix, he's making a dash for it. SKL is sitting up there. He's getting double linked, but he's got enough time to get the belt and his teammates clean up Ponix. And Al just gets the 100. Al just plays 100 armor on every map. It's ridiculous. At this point, he's just synchronized his brain to the 100 armor spawn. And it's a belt, oh sorry, a keg amp. In these next 5 seconds. J-Ski's up there, he's battling Sai with the shaft. Sai gets the kill, but 2 more players from 4 Aces jump up there, and it's Aiko to pick up the amp as per usual. He is weak here, but picking up that sniper, he goes down and drops the sniper as well. So now Sai has that. And Sai is a high aim player, but typically not super explosive. But he's got a lot to live up to here. Considering his mirror on the other side of the server is Aiko, who's a very strong amp runner. We'll have to walk away with this 1 kill of that amp run though. And of course securing the belt for his teammate. But actually, Cripples are in the lead here. Only by 2, but nonetheless, it is a lead. So certainly closer than last game so far. Another 300 armor goes to Aljast though off screen. And it seems like Cripples want to hold this belt room, or this amp room, sorry. Sai actually goes down though. They're really early, which means that 4 Aces have a chance to infiltrate, which they have done. Aiko's up there. He's got a bit of stack behind him as well. He's got teammates to back him up. They're conceding the belt here, I think. Yep, they will concede the belt, but they'll get the amp pretty much for free. And the 100 armor is up. So if they can hold this for Aiko and Aiko gets to the 100, that's really good. Oh, he's just walked past the 100. Didn't know it was up, I guess. But it will be Aljast to pick that one up. Aiko looking for a kill here. Sai has 1 health. If Sai gets... Okay, if Sai had hit that rocket, that would have been outrageous. But Aiko will do the 1 damage necessary to take him out. And he can't really find anyone. And it's the problem on this map for amp runners, is that there's just so much stuff in the way. And it's so hard to get good line of sight onto people. A good amp run is like 3 kills. But since I last looked at the score, 4 Aces have taken the lead. 28 to 23. And they're in position for this belt as well. Aiko's 1v2 here on the ramp, but he's got a good, strong position and 2 teammates to back him up. Oh, headshot by Ponix, but probably not going to be enough as SKL backs onto that belt. Aiko's team seems to have such defined roles. Because SKL's always the belt player, Aljas always the 100 armor player, and Aiko's always the amp runner, and then Jayski just manages to do tons of damage anyway. As more of a roamer. And it can be good to have defined roles like that. That way, you're always timing the same items, you're always familiar with what you're doing. As another amp, looks like it's going the way of 4 aces. This time it's Aljas to pick it up. None of his teammates were really healthy enough, and he gets a kill. Oh, and he knows when this 100's spawning. Not going to make the same mistake as Aiko last time. And will be rewarded with a second kill. As he looks for more spawners. But there's just no one around. There you go, he spots Ponex. There's 2 players from blue. He shreds one of them. Shreds another. And a third. Very nice by Aljas. Big multi-kill. After his teammate picked up the belt. Was it just me, or did the HUD say Aljas picked up the 100 armor? That was weird. He might have said Devros. And I just read the wrong text. It's been a long day. Let's put up these stats for you guys to have a quick look at. Actually, very even damage across the board. Lowest is 1,000, highest is 1,700. Oh, 2,000 actually by Psy. It's the highest damage in the server. Looking stronger than he did last map. And he was already looking pretty strong, actually. But Aljas on a rampage. A lot of that was that amp run that he had at the start. But the belt will, nonetheless, go to Psy. He's been playing really well. And the blue team finally get an amp. Furio just needs to keep this alive here. Oh, it goes down to Aiko. Let's switch over to him. He's been taken out by Dev. So amp again in the hands of blue. Dev is quite stacked as well. 15 seconds left on this amp. What a shot. The drop headshot. And he's sitting around this 100. It's not up for ages, though. And it definitely feels like Cripples just have no idea when the 100 armor is up. Devy's up close against the flak. Doesn't hit the mean headshot onto SKL that he did last time. And SKL suicides. Now the 100's up. We'll go to Ponex. So they've got a bit more of a grip on the items now. Got a couple belts. Got a couple amps. As Ponex moves in with the rockets, he's 1v2 here. But he's got a bit of a height advantage as SKL hits the crucial uphill rocket. And that will mean that his team gets the belt. Aiko picking that one up. Oh, great rocket. And I hear impact hammer. Somebody's camping. I think that was Psy camping the teleporter exit with an impact hammer. A mutual kill. They shredded each other. So it wasn't even a kill and a suicide. There's just so much flak in the air there. But Aiko, he's sitting on this amp. Actually, was at risk of going down there, but he hits the rocket in the end. And Ponex gives Aiko a free shot. You're so vulnerable going up those jump pads. Again, as is classic for Deep Inside, the amp runner just not even seeing anyone. Admittedly, he's not moving too far, but not much opportunity for a huge amp run on this map, I'm afraid. Oh, 172 damage because the beam went through the ball and hit Ponex. That's why the hit sound went high-pitched. And he will get the shred. But still, only a 15-point lead. And let's switch over to Dev. He's got the keg and the 100 armor. And some guns. So potential to start getting some frags on the board for his team. 100 armor's up next. And it looks like SKL's down there, but no one else. Switch back to Dev. As it's Aljas to pick up the 100. Dev's going to run into him. And Dev actually has higher stack because of the keg. But he's 1v2. He's taking loads of spam damage. Flak is really deadly in these hallways. Oh, great shot by Dev. But no presence from Blue and the amp. Oh, here we go. Here comes Furio, but he's 1v4. There's no chance. Neko's going to pick this one up. He's only got 30 health. Now up to 55. But the free 130 off the jump pad. Sai decides to push and is punished for it. The 100's up, but AK doesn't care. He's just going to wrap around to the belt to look for more kills. Honex goes down. Sai, soon to follow, takes one hit. Neko dives on him with the link gun. So, pretty good amp run by Eko. High impact, took out a stacked player. I think Sai as well had a 50 armor at the end there, so denied more armor. And Eko is just having these armors and belts delivered to him by his teammates. They know to feed him as much stack as possible. But belt's on its way up. This time Sai's in position, and we'll get that uncontested. Picks off one kill onto Aljas. He's 1v2 on the ramp. Aiko's pinged him back. Oh, full flak by Sai onto Aiko. This could go either way. Will go the way of Sai, but he's shredded by J-Ski, who dives around the corner. And the lead is slowly creeping up for 4 aces. Now to 18. Armor went to Aljas. Of course it did. And he's in position for the belt. It's gonna... Oh, Sai is gonna walk in and steal it, actually. Aljas there with the pickup. I think they were saving it for someone else, but Sai forced their hand. Dev actually sniping the amp carrier with the enforcer. Oh, and he gets himself to the 100. This is pretty big. Looking for kills. Belt goes to Aiko. Dev could do some damage to this belt carrier, but Aiko dives away wisely, knowing that amp is just about to run out. No point contesting it. And Dev actually has been keeping track of this keg, so he will know it's up in a couple seconds. Oh, but it spawns and Aiko's down there. Good timing by him. He's now super stacked. His teammate Aljas picks up another 100 armor. So Aiko, having a long-range battle with Sai, wins it. And nothing's up for a little while. Bit of a fight over the belts. Honex is down to 2 HP. He actually gets the kill on 2 health, but does die to his own splash. Nevertheless, it's still red team players sitting on this belt. J-Ski picking that one up. They've got 100, but Aiko's on the amp. And it just feels like their timing is on point. It really does feel like there's always one person on 4 aces timing one item. And that's probably down to their respective TDM experiences. Obviously Aljas and SKL, 2K4 TDM players for a long time. And what this means is that once their opponents, i.e. cripples, start to lose track of the items, they can really start turning the screw. Bit of hypno movement there. Everyone forgets about the keg. It's the unloved item. The belt's coming up. And belt is not forgotten. J-Ski, he got the last one. We'll get this one as well. Oh my god, look at the armors again. 19. 16 of which went to Aljas. And there's some presence by Blue on the amp, but it's way too early. Not up for another 10. You know, when it gets this late in the game, it's not enough to just look at the clock and say, oh, amp should be at 130, because it will get delayed consistently throughout the game. And 10 seconds over the course of the game is enough to completely lose an amp fight, as Aiko picks up the last amp of the game. Let's watch him, see if he can go on a bit of a run here. He's not been as on point with amp sniper as he normally is, but I'm sure we'll see that Aiko again in the future. Oh, the 1-2 punch of amp sniper to full flak from this teammate there. and he just pushed everyone off that belt. We'll go to SKL. Aiko getting that kill there as well. So that was probably the biggest amp run we saw all game. Must have been 5 or 6. The double yoink. And eventually goes down. But this game, despite being relatively close and reasonably stable, it started to destabilize at the end here, and 4Ace is starting to walk away with it quite handily. Well over 30 frag lead now. But at one point, there was a small lead for Cripples. But again, so much armor for the team of 4Aces, and this time 7-2 amp grabs.
2, 1.
And that's the end of the matchup. 40 kills for Aiko, 5.3k damage. Sai had pretty good damage at the beginning of the game, but tapered off a bit as his team lost track of the items. Tends to happen. I did take a replay, so let's have a look at that. I think this is Aljas hitting 3 amped flaks in a row. There you go, multi-kill. Anyway, that's it from me today. Only one matchup. I think the next matchup today has been postponed. Shocks versus Tamer as well got postponed. So we'll bring those to you later on this week. I'm really excited to watch Shocks versus Tamer actually. I think it's happening tomorrow. But Plasma has been having issues with his city's power grid, which we can't really blame him for. Anyway, thank you for watching that somewhat one-sided matchup. I'll hopefully see you tomorrow to show you Shocks versus Aiko, Shocks versus Tamer Lane. Okay, bye-bye.